Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we are starting a brand new series. If you are up to date with my channel, you would have seen I have been reviewing season 11, part 2. I have been following The Walking Dead since day one. And I want to say it is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. So, to get me hyped, because by the time I think I finish from season 1 to season 11, part 1, season 11, part 3, and the last ever part of the Walking Dead main series will be upon us. And I'm just so excited to go through this journey, talk about the highlights of, Rick's journey from this episode to, the likes of Daryl and all their journeys in the present day. I won't give any spoilers away, as I'm going through. I will simply just talk about the episode I'm talking about. Even though I know what's to come, I'll just review the episode as it is, how I think it develops the characters, how well the villains are portrayed, the locations, the speed of the episodes, the flow, the directing, that sort of stuff. So today we're starting season 1, episode 1, and these will not drop obviously every week because we will not finish it this year. These will be dropping every other day, and so I hope you enjoy. But hit that subscribe button if you're a huge Walking Dead fan, as I plan to cover this. Obviously, season 11 for the next 5 weeks, as there's 5 weeks left of that. Fear the Walking Dead soon, Beyond the Walking Dead, Tales of the Walking Dead. I play the Telltale games. I have the comics coming to the channels very soon. Um, I'm hoping to bring the Walking Dead Survival Instinct, the prequel to Daryl's story before he meets up with the main characters in Atlanta, and obviously the Clementine comic book series coming out this summer. If there's anything else that I've forgotten somehow in regards to the Walking Dead universe, be sure to let me know down below. And I'm not forgot the Rick movies, but obviously they aren't this year. Everything I've listed is this year, so stay tuned for all that. Sit back, hit that like button you enjoy, and obviously spoilers ahead as we dive into the world of AMC's The Walking Dead. So, you know, this series has come off the back of one of the most successful comic book series in history. I'm not going off statistics or anything. I'm going off popularity, how people rave about it, the fan base, how huge of a show The Walking Dead is to this day. And we start off this episode with Andrew Lincoln becoming Rick Grimes. Um, what I love about this episode, it introduces us to a few characters. It sets up the world. At the start of the episode, it's during the apocalypse. It's Rick coming across his first ever zombie. I loved how they gave us the feel of abandoned. The place was abandoned, uh, death, decay. How long has he been in this place, by himself? And I think it was a great introduction to get people hooked. He shot the little girl, and it went into the credits. And you're thinking, "Wow, it's amazing!" They're just literally going straight into it. And then you come out of the credits, which the Walking Dead has amazing credits. I love the music, but it's really weird, seeing only like 6 names in the title credits. It's mad, to see, Shane's character. Sorry, yeah, Shane, Rick, I think Laurie, Glenn. I think they're the only 4 in the intro. Norman Reedus, his name might be is Daryl. I'm not entirely sure, but as I was saying, in modern day, you have about 30 names. It's crazy to see how far we've come. But yeah, and I love how this first episode brings us from out of Rick's coma. You see a bit of his time as a policeman before the coma, how he wakes up from the coma, coming across dead corpse, or corpses. The dead corpse is obviously a corpse. um, you see the do not open door goes out. There's bodies everywhere. I love what they were setting up. They were introducing Rick Grimes to this world that he had no idea of what's gone on. I think he had been asleep for 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Well, a month. And I just loved it. And when he came across Morgan and Dwayne, Morgan has become such a cult character, and this introduction was just brilliant. His relationship flowed very well with Rick. I loved how they were set up near Rick's house, and they were teaching him how to kill zombies and teaching him about the zombies. I love Morgan's story in this and his relationship to wanting to kill his wife, as a zombie, how he comforts his son. Um, I just think it was done so well to see the backstory relationship between Shane and Rick, their first interaction as police officers. Um, I just like obviously the main scene of the best scene is the Atlanta scene when he gets into the city, and you come across. And this is where it's a show that wants to deliver with high quality episodes. They could, there was one episode that started there was one zombie at the start. There was one there, the biker girl who's splitting off. There was a few a few zombies lingering outside Morgan's house where he was based. When he was popping one of them off, and then he popped another one off. When he tried to get the confidence to kill his wife because he needed that part of his life to be in the past and so he can move on. And I also, as I said, I was going on at the Atlanta scene. They put thousands upon, I'd say hundreds upon hundreds of zombies in Atlanta. They literally went full blown with this episode. Helicopter in the background, tanks on the floor, grenades, guns, zombies. It was brilliant to introduce fans of The Walking Dead to an episode of this caliber. Gets you hooked for the next 5 episodes, with it being a 6-episode series. I think it was done immense. It was brilliant. It was captivating. I'm a huge fan of Jon Bernthal's work. I think he was very. You can already see that Rick is a genuinely nice guy. You look at Shane and you think he's got that iffiness about him. You look at Morgan, decent guy. He'll do anything he can do for his family, like Rick. That's why I love their relationship in this first episode. He's tried to teach his son manners. He's tried to teach him to shoot. He's tried to teach him to not be scared. And I just think this first episode was a dream come true for fans of The Walking Dead. It builds on things very much in a good way. You see, obviously, the group of people on the outskirts of Atlanta. If obviously you're not familiar with who they are, I will put a spoiler warning here just as an extra. Obviously, you have Laurie, Carl, Rick's wife and son. You have Shane, obviously the cop who has lived. You have Dale. You have a few of the other characters lingering in the background, but they're the main characters who are shown. I thought it was brilliant how they brought them in slightly to try and communicate with Rick on the radio. Obviously, the frequency was very poor, but obviously we've built towards a second episode. But imagine watching that and you're left on that with hundreds of zombies surrounding the tank with Rick helpless with the guns on the floor. I just think they did a fantastic job of captivating the comic books and what they're about. So let me know what you think down below. What do you think of The Walking Dead? Do you think episode 1 is arguably one of the greatest episodes because of, one, how long it was, how it introduces, and how just well put together it was? You've got to remember these early episodes were very much influenced from the comics. Whereas obviously you go further into the story, things change, things are different. Obviously, Daryl Dixon is a massive divergent from the comic books as he's not in the comics. It's one of the greatest things to ever happen. But I think Andrew Lincoln was perfectly cast. I think his name's Thomas Jane, who plays the Punisher and the main character in The Mist. He was very much in line to play Rick, and I have to say he looks like the Rick from the comic books. But Andrew Lincoln did a solid in this, and obviously I'm looking forward to revisiting the rest of the first series, as obviously there's only 6 episodes, but they get through a lot of content, a lot of great character development. So stay with me as we release these every other day. So I'll see you in the next one. Check out all the other stuff on the channel. If you're up to date with The Walking Dead, be sure to check out my season 11 reviews of part 2. And if you're a fan of the Telltale games, I have the entirety of season 1, 2, 2 episodes of them are shown, 400 days with the rest of them are shown, season 3 and the final season coming very soon. If you want anything else on the channel, please feel free to leave any suggestions below. I am a fan of so many different shows and movies and games, comics. I want to give things a try if I've never heard of them or seen them or played them. So be sure to leave them below. And as always, take care, and I'll see you next one. Goodbye.